And Kevin, the second trend, personally handcrafted, does that have anything to do with us wanting to get more involved in actually making the food?
It really does, and in a lot of different levels. When you think of personally handcrafted, you think of canning and preserving, and that's something we've been doing for a really long time, and that's nothing new. But the connection with the food, the people, kind of those personal connections you can make with food, really are important and starting to evolve. You see this whole personally handcrafted movement in restaurants. Through cheese making, through making of your own, jams and condiments and pickles for the table for sampling, and we'll really see that sort of that amped up personally handcrafted coming down to the consumer and the home level as well. Because people want to connect through food. It's not just about giving a gift card to the neighbors or something that you picked up at the big box store to the neighbors. You want to really personally connect with that. And something that I do for my neighbors at the holidays, always something from the kitchen goes to my neighbors. And they appreciate it. I appreciate kind of investing that little bit of time in there with them as well. One of the flavor pairings that we have for personally handcrafted, let me see if I can hold this up. It's smoked tomatoes,
Maybe a bit
rosemary.
higher. Thank you, Kevin.
Up
That's it.
to
Yep. Yep.
smoked tomatoes, rosemary, chili peppers, and sweet onion, and really just a complex and savory combination. I love how you get that herbal quality from the rosemary. You get another flavor note from the smoke. You get the sweetness and savoriness from the onion, and then the chili peppers. You can either blow them away with your friend the habanero, or kind of tone it down a little bit more with a more friendly jalapeno. But this is really just about, the whole trend is about whether you're making your own rubs to give to your friends, or whether you're baking something, or one of the recipes for this smoked tomato and rosemary combination that I absolutely love. It's a smoked tomato jam, so it's a little sweet, a little acidic, got some heat to it, served on some toasted rustic bread with a poached egg on top, and it's just dynamite. I mean, really fantastic. The other one,
Yes.
uh, yep.
Well,
The other
I was going to ask we'll get to that, those ingredient you've got in a minute, but something you said jogged my mind. So does that involve people getting into communities of yeah, Pinterest? Does that get on that community sense get into the online world as well as the offline world?
I think so. I think that you're really seeing the merging of personal connection and technology for sure. It's an easy way to communicate, whether it's through Pinterest or other digital methods. Kind of your own likes and dislikes, and how to make that connection with someone else. So obviously, personally handcrafted, there is that kind of that intimate personal connection, but that connection is evolving as digital and other methods of connecting with people kind of come forward. So really, it's connecting is very different than what it was 5 years ago,
That's great.
without a doubt. Yeah.
Okay, and do you want to show us the other ingredients you've got?
The other ingredient, step out, we have it is molasses. Hold that up. Nice rich molasses with some sage and there we go. Sage and cider. So this could be apple cider, pear cider, really anything that's going to uh, be made from it could be cider vinegar. So anything that really brings sort of that sweet and fruity element to it. And you think you've got sage, again, that kind of rich herbal quality. You've got rich molasses in there, and then you've got whatever the cider is. It could be sweet, could be acidic. One of the great recipes that we did on this was an apple tart tatin with crispy fried sage as a garnish and molasses on top. So really just gives it that homemade look from the puff pastry on the top, and then flipping that over to become the crust. And really, we can take that in a lot of different savory ways as well. We did a brined pork chop with mushrooms and sage and apple cider vinegar with a little bit of bacon. So just great hearty. I know you guys are coming into summer. We're going into winter. So, you've got that nice, rich, warm food.
Yum.